get vaccinated now. It's not too late, but it's urgent that you and your children get vaccinated now. The Centers for Disease Control just said that the Delta variant now that is raging in Texas, making Texas one of the hot spots of the nation, is the most contagious. And I simply want to read these words. I want to say these words. The Delta variant is the most hyper-transmissible, contagious version of COVID-19 virus we've seen to date. The dangerous situation that we're now in due to the Delta variant cannot be overemphasized. The highly contagious Delta variant is contributing to skyrocketing cases, not just in Texas, but across the nation, and rising hospitalization. Rates have spread outside of the heavily populated metro areas. The first began to report increases a few weeks ago. Hospitals are filled up with new COVID-19 cases across America. There are no more beds in many states. New cases are being seen in all corners of Texas, adding pressure to already burdened hospitals. And a team of the University of Texas at Austin COVID-19 Modeling Consortium has predicted that most regions in Texas could see a return within a few short weeks to the capacity-busting hospitalization rate experienced at the height of the pandemic in January. This is no exaggeration. This is no hyperbole. This is not making up stories. This is not the big lie. But there is hope that all 3 COVID-19 vaccines in the U.S. have shown to be very effective against the COVID variants and remain the single best way for people to protect themselves, their loved ones, their children going back to school. Why do I do this every week, week after week after week, on one of the hottest days in the summer and more to come? Hopefully not people having heat strokes, because a heat stroke, if you get it, you can recover. Sometimes you cannot recover from COVID-19. And so I believe it is extremely important to say, it is not too late, but it is urgent that you and your children over 12 get vaccinated. Today, with UMCC, we're doing Pfizer vaccinations that can be done specifically to ensure that children can go back to school. The document from the CDC it captures the struggle of the nation's top public health to persuade the public to embrace vaccination and prevent measures. We are back to wearing masks. The president has indicated that the CDC, we want masks inside and outside, but most importantly, we want you vaccinated. Internal report calls Delta variant as contagious as chickenpox. Contagious as chickenpox. Anybody has had chickenpox, they know. And so we will be engaging with new actions going up in Washington. We've already established them that they have to be wearing these masks in the federal government facilities. The Pentagon has indicated that in high COVID-19 places, the military will be wearing masks. This is what we did not want. We did not want this. We did not want to face children in hospital beds because under 12, they are asymptomatic carriers, but they are also carriers. They can make their friends sick because they cannot be vaccinated yet because we do not have a child vaccine. It is coming, but if your child is 12, you really should be out here at Launch Farm that's giving away food, and we appreciate all the work that they're doing. You should be at the Good Barbershop on Scott Street. You can be at St. John's Church on Emancipation. You can go anywhere to get vaccinated. And so let me give just an example that occurred just recently. A gentleman left work at the Titus Regional Medical Center in Mount Pleasant on Tuesday evening. There were 5 patients at the facility being treated for COVID. Overnight, 6 more people suffering severe coronavirus infection were admitted to the rural Northeast Texas hospital, pushing the facility to its capacity limit and putting Scroggins, the hospital chief executive, on high alert for what he called a fourth surge. We're at it again. That same night, hospitalizations in Bexar County, that's San Antonio, rose by 8%. Almost 100 people were admitted with severe COVID to local facilities on Tuesday alone and Wednesday next in Bexar County. The numbers are staggering. They're not going to end. It is important that we get vaccinated. I think the temperatures here may be headed up to the late 90s. It is hot. It is very hot. But it is important that you don't match heat and the desperation of heat with not getting vaccinated. It is never too late. My outpour is not based on exaggeration. I said it earlier. It is based on the facts that hospitals are oversaturated with patients. Those patients are sick and some will die. It is clearly true that the unvaccinated are spreading the Delta variant. The Delta variant is making them sicker because it is a stronger variant and they are not vaccinated. Help me help this community. Help me help your family. Help me help your child going back to school. Help me to help students, University of Houston, president of the student government. Help me help persons that are in need. I'm glad to be at launch point with Ivory and Jackie Mayhorn, Carol Martinez, Emerald Magball, Jose Magball, Tanya Wells. We thank UMCC, Ms. Smith, Wheat, Jones, and Southall. We thank them very much. They're going to individual cars, as you can see, and they're working hard, and it's in the hot sun. And let me thank Ms. Cooper and Ms. White with MD Grip Outreach, and of course Matt, President Matt Gill, Joshua Smith, Isaiah Martin. We are so grateful to all of them. Mr. Mayhorn is going to talk about getting vaccinated because he and his wife just got vaccinated today. What did I say? What's my headline? It's urgent, but it's never too late. They had not been vaccinated. They're the unvaccinated. And his wife told me, please use her. She had suffered some setbacks on health, but she's courageous enough and came out and she's walking around and she took the vaccine today. And so I just want Mr. Mayhorn to just talk about the vaccines. We want to congratulate him for week after week with the food bank. There'll be another giveaway on Tuesday. Week after week, Mr. Mayhorn is here giving out food. He's giving out a lifeline, but today he learned that the lifeline that he wants to talk about is getting vaccinated. I want him to talk about it, and I thank you, Ivory Mayhorn.
Okay. And thank you, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, for your concern and care for our community. We're out here today giving out drive-through food, COVID vaccine, and COVID testing. One of the reasons that we're doing this is because we know that our Northeast Houston community is one of the most vulnerable communities to the Delta virus than any other community in this city. We know that in our communities that are disadvantaged, are struggling, the virus is keying out here. And so I wanted to take and make an example of my wife and myself. Get the vaccine. Everybody get the vaccine. There's nothing to it, no pain. Get the vaccine and be that lifeline that our Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee is talking about. My wife has been sick for the last year with various ailments here. And it would be just heartbreaking to see the virus early, unnaturally, take her out of here. And so she's got the vaccine. I have the vaccine. I want to encourage everybody to get the vaccine. It's okay. It's okay. And just like our Congresswoman is saying, we're here to serve the community. Keep on coming out. You know, get the food, get the vaccine, get the testing, whatever you need. Come on out, get it, and give everyone that you know the lifeline. Tell them to go and get the vaccine. It's okay. It's okay, everybody.
Wow, it is okay. Let me thank the faithful people at United Memorial Medical Center. They are so faithful. Let's give them a big hand. They're doing 3 sites for me right now. They're on the Good Barber Shop where I just left. They're at St. John's and they're here. But I'm not putting on the cameras, but I have a veteran. I told her I was going to hold her hand. She just heard. I didn't tell Mr. Mayhorn what to say. You just heard her. And I think it is very important that we realize that our veterans are very, very special resources. They served us in the United States military. And I want to make sure that everybody is safe. So I want to say it again. It is urgent. This is the most contagious. It finds its home in the unvaccinated. It even jumps to sometimes those who are, but those who are can tolerate it. Those who are unvaccinated, unfortunately, because of the contagious and deadly advantage that the variant has, it is sometimes not a good outcome. Please, to the community of Houston, what I'm concerned about is I need to see more parents here with 12-year-olds and up. I've seen 24-year-olds come. I've seen older persons come, but parents, you are waiting to the last minute. I'll be there, but this is the time to get your child vaccinated over 12 with the Pfizer vaccine that is being done by these faithful representatives from this great medical center. Let me let Matt say a word about the importance of college students getting vaccinated. The state of Texas has initiated a youth program. I'm going to be dealing with that in the coming days. Concerts. We should say if you come to a concert, you can get vaccinated. By the way, if you're going to a concert, wear your mask, because masks are required because you're going to be among a high percentage of unvaccinated persons because they're in their youth and they're getting sick, and yes, they're in the hospital. If the cameras were to be allowed to survey those ICU units, those intensive care units, young people would be in there sick with COVID. Matt, it's good to have you.
Thank you, Congresswoman. College students, it looked like we were gonna. Oh, my name is Matt Gill. I'm president of For the Students.
Spell your last name for me.
G-I-L. Thank you, Congresswoman. First of all, I have family who are doctors and nurses, and one of the scary things they told me this last trip home is, you might have heard about it, these people who are dying of COVID in the hospital, what they say is they're begging for the vaccine, and doctors and nurses are having to tell them that it's a little too late, and all they can do is hold their hands. Their families can't be with them, so it's not over. And for college students, it looked like we were going to have a regular semester, but because of people who are irresponsible, people who have vaccine hesitancy, it's going to be hard, and it's not looking like that's going to happen. So if that's what we want, we need to take advantage of opportunities like Ms. Sheila Jackson Lee is providing for us, and we need to get the vaccine, y'all. I know a lot of people. I have a sister who's in high school. A lot of her students in her class say they're scared to get the vaccine, and parents are scared. Don't be. I have the vaccine. I was in touch with some people who tested positive for COVID. I didn't get it. I tested negative. So it works, and we need to take advantage of that. And second of all, we have to thank people like Mr. Brown, who are here in the hot sun, and Ms. D, who are here with the food bank. They're getting food. People need food still. People need the vaccine. People need to get tested. These things are free, and we need to take advantage of them. So thank you so much, Ms. Jackson Lee. To the college students, please get vaccinated.
I'm willing to get arrested for the voting rights of democracy. I'm willing to be in the hot sun, very hot sun, from one end of this community to the next, so that people can hear the word about getting vaccinated. There's something in protecting the citadel of democracy and the right to vote, and there's something in protecting people's lives, so they can be with their family members, so their children can go to school. So I'm going to walk Ms. Walker. We're going to talk with her. She is a Navy vet. I mean, I honor that. She deserves an applause. She's a Navy vet. I want her to feel comfortable in doing this, but we're taking individuals or asking, let's say we're asking them, one vaccination at a time. And we vaccinated people in their cars, have we not? UMMC said they vaccinated people in their cars who have come through here. Thank you. But you've got the main ones, the Mayhorns, and that was great, was it not? That was great. She's smiling. That was really, really good that we got the husband and wife. And so we want to give a fine example of that. At this time, I'll take any questions.
The CDC report, you mentioned it earlier. Sure, it's not surprising, but were you kind of shocked that they compared it to chickenpox and how contagious it is?
I think that was a good comparison, and the reason is because people of all ages, because chickenpox is still here, understood or heard about chickenpox. They at least know that you look very unpretty. You knew you had chickenpox and you were very uncomfortable. In most instances, you might survive chickenpox, but you are really uncomfortable. This has two components to it. Because chickenpox, you can come around someone with chickenpox and you got it. Touch someone with it, with those big things sticking up out their arms or all over their body, it was an unpretty sight, you would get chickenpox because it was so contagious. People can understand that. They can see chickenpox. People can't see someone walking that is COVID-19 positive, who is just giving it to everybody. And one of the persons, unvaccinated, winds up on a ventilator in a hospital. So the CDC wanted to bring a visual to the American people. They know what chickenpox is. They knew it was uncomfortable. Now I hope someone doesn't say, well, I had chickenpox and I'm still here. That's not the variant. The variant is as contagious or more than chickenpox, but you might not be here after you get that Delta variant. That's what they're saying. People are just getting into the hospital. They're unvaccinated, their next stop is a hospital. They can't really take care of themselves at home. They can't sit there and say they're asymptomatic. They have the Delta virus, which wreaks havoc on one's body, which puts you in the hospital so that you can breathe. In Washington, we showed two examples of healthy lungs and not. I think it was last week. A healthy lung is dark. The white of an unhealthy lung is all white. It's all white. You can't breathe. The normal physical construction of that lung does not perform anymore. That's where COVID goes. It goes to house in the lungs, which keeps you from getting air. And the difficulty is some people take well to a ventilator and other people do not. That's the devastation of it. What is the other medical care? And they will tell you, we don't really have a defined treatment for COVID-19. So somebody said, that's okay. I'll go in the hospital and get such and such shot. I'll get such and such antibiotic and I'll be out. That's why I believe Matt was saying that people are crying for vaccines. They don't have a treatment. They make you comfortable. I don't want to undermine the great doctors and nurses, but they make you comfortable. I'm sure they give you antibiotics and then they give you the ventilator. You don't have a shot that says, okay, you're back outside again, and taking the shot when you have an active COVID-19 case, that's not working. That's what I think is most important. So, CDC wanted to have the visual of the chickenpox. You can open a book, you can Google it, open it and see what chickenpox looks like. You can see it, but open it and see how contagious it is. They wanted you to associate that with COVID-19, that you don't see bumps on people. You can't see it, but it's there. They are positive, they're unvaccinated, and you can get it being around them. As they breathe, we're still into the breathing and the air coming out. That's why masks, and coming toward you, people who are positive. And that's what we ask people to realize. That's why masks are still important, but as well, that's why getting vaccinated is so important. That's why the CDC used that example. And we're going to be using more, because I think they're going to have to ramp up some expressions to governors that you may want to make political decisions about there be no restrictions. But if, for example, we go back to school, and I'm talking about the elementary and middle school and high school, they are close quarters. They are walking hallways. They're eating lunch together. And we have a breakout. Something's going to have to be done to protect those children and those teachers and those workers in school. Something will have to be done. Get vaccinated. Thank you all so very much. Again, I want to remind everyone, I want to thank the Mayhorns, I want to thank Launch Point for standing up. I want to thank you, MTC guys. I hope you're getting water, because I want you to stay hydrated here. Drink all the water that you can. But you're doing a vaccination now? Yes. Wow, let's give them applause. Oh, okay, I thought you were getting your gloves together. All right.
I know so too.
She's already in.
Is she vaccinated? That's the only way I'll come over. All right, so.
She says she is.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to really applaud this veteran now. She's ready to go get vaccinated. Yay! Oh, boy. I take one at a time. Yeah. Let's walk over here with her. Do you mind if they, listen, do you mind if they just look back at you? You don't have to talk. They'll get you getting your shot, but you won't have to talk. You don't mind. Wait a minute. Let's do do this. Hold on, sweetie. Hold on. You're in the sun. I'm not going to
Yeah, she can sit on the sun.
Okay. Okay, not in the sun. Thank you. Okay. Not in the sun. Okay. I'll sit up and hold your hand. Do you need me? Okay. All right. And you're going to give her paperwork so she knows to get the second shot?
Yes, ma'am. It's already ready.
Oh, you are. Okay, you got to go up higher, love, don't you? Okay. Already. You just get symptoms. You finished.
Just a little touch.
Oh, that's it? Oh, wow, yay! Yay!
Do you have a card if she feels any symptom, anything? You have something?
The only thing that they suggest that you take is Tylenol, like if you get any fevers or any flu-like symptoms.
And drink a lot of water.
Yeah, and you massage the site.
Okay.
Get your food and go rest yourself, sweetie.
Yes. That's the right number. Oh, thank you. You might use the receipt. This is your return date. Okay. And your take confirmation. Are you just click on it? Okay. Thank you.
All right, and then you can go get your second shot. You have to show them that at the Veterans Hospital. So they'll be so proud when they see you.
Yeah.
But you just get the to make sure it says on their Pfizer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She goes to, like when you do your second site for people that do their first doses, she'll go to one of those, text her and let her know what site or what it goes to.
But she can also, she's a veteran, she can also do the Veterans Hospital. Don't worry, you don't need to get her food organized. All right.